Hello students, this is your teacher Manish, and in continuation with our Java playlist, we have seen basic programs. We have seen couple of programs, the relevance, how the source code is written, how the dot class is generated, what is the relevance, importance of main function or main method, okay, within a class. So we have seen that, and we would now like to see what are the elementary data types used within Java. Elementary data types are nothing but primitive data types. Okay, in C we saw that int, char, okay, float were the primitive data types. So in Java actually have 8 elementary primitive data types, okay, and those are byte, short, int, long, float, double, character, char, and last but not least boolean. Okay, so every elementary data type has got a specific size. So byte has got 8 bits, short 16 bits, int is larger than byte and short, it's 32 bits, long is 64 bits. Now if you see this byte, short, int and long, all this actually store integer type of data. Okay, they don't store the fraction data or the decimal point. So we actually have 4 variants for integer. So based on what size of number you are using, based on the size of number, you can decide whether you should actually declare it as a byte or short or int or long. For example, if you are going to do calculations and need an integer which is very large, okay, so obviously you would either declare it as int, or if you need a very large, it will be long. Okay, whereas float and double are actually fraction numbers, okay, or numbers with decimal points. So float comprises of 32 bits and double comprises of 64 bits. Okay, character is 16 bits and boolean stores either true or false. That's 2 values. Okay, so if I have to give you few examples, okay, within Java code, your declaration of variables would be very similar to what C is. So I can straight away use int a, where a is my variable, integer is the type. Okay, I can also go and initialize the variable during the declaration itself. So on one line itself, I can actually declare int b equals to 0 or b equals to 10, which I have shown it here, and you can see that it's all at one line. Okay, this can also be in 2 lines, where you can say int b and below you can say b equals to 10. So instead of 2 lines, you can write everything in 1 line. And do note, which we have seen previously also, that Java statement is ended with semicolon. Now I can declare multiple variables at a time, and I can also initialize multiple variables same time. They are separated by comma. Okay, now names of the variables are typically called as identifiers. Okay, so here a is an identifier because it's the name of variable, b is an identifier. Okay, whereas the value of the variable is typically called as literals. Okay, so there are certain rules of naming a variable, and some of the basic rules that we need to follow is, you can have your variable starting with dollar sign, which is this, or you can have it starting with underscore, okay, or you can have it starting with any other character, okay, but you can't have it starting with number. So you cannot, so variable 99a is a incorrect variable. Your compilation will give you error. Similarly, you cannot use 50 you cannot use keywords. So there are around 50 keywords which Java has reserved. So for example, if, else, while, okay, all this becomes keywords of Java. Okay, so you cannot actually use those keywords. Now let me tell you, identifiers are just not variables, but identifiers are also name of class or name of user defined methods within the class. Okay, so keep these things in mind. Now what we would do is we would see couple of programs, okay, and we would see how we are going to use System.out.println, okay, to probably display or output an integer or output a string plus integer or output couple of strings. Okay, so how do we really kind of arrange that in System.out.println? That is the example that we would be seeing. So as a part of working with System.out.println, I will open one program which I have already kind of written to avoid further time, okay, waste of time. So if you could see this program, name of the class is demo11, and what actually I have in it is, I have of course a main function. I have declared a variable j, okay, and I have initialized that variable j to 25, and I'm just printing that variable. Nothing great in it. I'm compiling the program. Name of the program is demo11.java. okay, so we are now pretty well versed of how to compile a program. You could see this if it's not visible. Okay, so when I press enter, my program gets compiled, and I could show you my class file which got generated here. Okay, demo.class. So here it is, the class file which got created. Okay, after the compilation, I'm just going to execute the program, and before executing, everybody could immediately understand that what it would print. It is just printing out the value of integer j, and j is a variable here. So I'm just executing that demo11, which is my class. Okay, and what do I get is 25. Okay, now I'm just making a minor change in this program, and instead of j using identifier j or variable j, what I am doing is I am putting j within double quotes. Now what would happen? Anybody would imagine when I put double quotes here, j actually gets treated as a character, and what would be expected out of this? So let us see what would happen. I will recompile the program again. Okay, and sorry, I will recompile the program again. Yeah, I got recompiled, and then I will just execute again, and see what happens now is, instead of 25, the j character gets printed. Okay, so this is what it happens. Now I'm opening my second program here, so let us get into further details. Okay, it's a simple System.out.println. Now I have a text into this where I have mentioned good morning. Okay, now let me tell you, I can also use it like this. Instead of print, I can do it instead of println I can do it print, okay, and then the second line what I can do is probably just put morning in it, okay, and let us see what happens here now. Okay, so instead of putting everything in one system.out.println, I have put system.out.print as first and then println as second. I am saving it. Okay, now I am compiling demo12, okay, demo12.java. so it got compiled, and now I'm just executing it. Let us see what happens. Now you could see that I have got good morning message here, but the problem is there is no space between good and morning. So one way of doing it is I can go in the program and I can actually put a plus and then a space here. Okay, that's one way of doing it. Or I can put a space and then plus on the second line as well. Okay, so any one of them could work. So just see, let us see what happens now. Okay, so I am recompiling the program, okay, and executing it again. Okay, now I get the intended result that I was looking for was I actually wanted to see a space between good and morning. Okay, another way we could do this printing is I'll just open another program which I have with me. Okay, and that will also explain. Okay, now here I have actually S1 and S2 as two identifiers or two variables, and they are declared as type string. Now let me warn you here, we have seen that there are 8 primitive or elementary data types. Okay, byte, int, long, float, double. Okay, so there are 8 of them, and we have not seen string in it. Okay, so string is actually not elementary data type. String is a class. So we will study details of string in videos to come, but in today's session, in this video, we are just learning about system.out.println and it's working. So let us not discuss, let us at present understand only that string is a class and we are declaring two variables, okay, S1 and S2, and we are initializing those where S1 is getting initialized with good and S2 is getting initialized with morning. Now what I am doing actually here is I am concatenating S1 and S2 with plus. So what happens here? Okay, let us quickly see what would be the outcome of this. Okay, so I am going to compile demo13, okay, which is my latest program. Okay, and I'm going to execute demo13. Okay, so just see, this is the execution of demo13. Okay, if anybody who is not able to see it properly, typically I got a feedback that on mobile phone this appears a bit of a difficulty in viewing it, but since now I have done it number of times, especially the steps of compilation and execution, I'm sure now you can visualize it better. Okay, so I am executing it, and look, now what happened is I got good morning, but again there is no space in between. So the way I can add it over here is, okay, between S1 and S2 I can add a space and then give plus again. Okay, now save this. Okay, and let us see how it looks. I'm going to recompile it again, okay, and execute it again. Okay, and here you get the exactly the the outcome that we are expecting. So looking at this, you could understand what exactly happened. So good is in S1, then I concatenated space after S1, okay, and then after space I concatenated S2. Okay, so this is what it is. Now let me open my another program, okay, in which I am going to show you how we can add integers. Okay, so quickly we will go through it. Okay, and this is the program where you see I have initialized two integers. Now here the initialization, as I explained previously, has happened on the same line instead of declaring and then initializing. Okay, and then what I have done here is I have a System.out.println where I'm putting I plus j. The output expected over here is 15. So let us quickly see if we can get 15 as our output. So I am compiling this program. Okay, now let's see if the program gets compiled. Yes, it does. There are no syntax errors. Okay, and we have demo 14 class, which also has got the main method in it. Okay, and I'm just executing demo 14, and if you could see, the outcome which gets printed is 15, which is nothing but 10 plus 5, or rather 5 plus 10. Okay, so this is the brief introductory working of System.out.println. We will get into more complex examples as we progress further. Okay, so guys, if you like this video, do like it, share it, and if you have still not subscribed my channel, do subscribe it, and please give me feedback if you have anything. In my next video I am going to introduce you to methods, okay, and that would be a very interesting discussion. Basically we are now setting our platform to start working with objects. Okay, so do watch these videos very carefully and do practice the programs which I am demoing in front of you. Okay, so it would be you would really enjoy as we progress further. So thanks a lot.